Basically, I've been in the digital marketing strategies for the last 20 years. I'm a graphic designer. I'm a bachelor in graphic design here in Mexico City. And I started working as a creative doing multimedia back in 2000, no, sorry, 1992. That's when I started doing the digital things. And then my career path moves into a more project management uh, uh, movement. So I quit the creative and the graphic design activity. And then I started working as a project manager, basically in major advertising agencies. I worked at Ogilvy as a project manager, doing being the link between our clients, the account services team, and the client, basically doing this link between the strategy and the implementation team and stuff like that, and what basically does inside the agency. So I was this link trying to make things happen inside the creative and the production team. Uh, I was in charge of clients or brands from different industries, from banking, such as American Express, Bancomer, and also in the retail industries. I was in charge of implementing digital strategies for Mattel and all the brands inside Mattel, which is Barbie, Hot Wheels, Fisher Price, and other companies such as IBM. I was also doing things for brands such as the one that I just mentioned. And I was in charge, as I told you, to implement all the strategies that were developed inside the agency. Then I moved. I have both sides. I've worked in the client side and also in the agency, advertising agency side. I worked at American Express as a drive to web coordinator, which is the first digital position inside Amex. I was like a project manager inside the company, and I was in charge of implementing local projects and also global projects developed by maybe the UK or somebody, a regional team in Florida. So I was this first position inside Amex, which I was in charge of trying to make the business, the digital business, grow inside the company. I was in charge there for major redesigns inside the company, major website redesigns. So I was like also the link between the creative agency, the business lines inside Amex, and the guy that was sponsoring the project, maybe in the UK or somebody else in our country. So I was this link between. I was the guy that was in charge of making things happen. As I told you, I've done things for CRM inside Amex. They had a very huge database, and we try to push the CRM and the email marketing channel very specifically, and trying to make this channel grow, make the cardholders move into the paperless the paperless activity, which means not spending money printing papers and printing statement accounts and stuff like that. That was one of the major things that I did back in Amex. Then I moved to Samsung. I was in charge of it was called the Samsung Fun Club, which is like the content channel inside Samsung. This is before the online or the apps, the app stores for every brand. So I was in charge of creating this pan-regional strategy for content, negotiating with content providers, and then implementing all those contents, which could be maybe something from video or something more plain, as maybe a wallpaper or maybe a record that was put inside the device that was helped or that pushed sales within the region. Then I went back to Ogilvy. Now I was in charge of the whole project management team. I was in charge of 7 people, 7 project managers that was in charge of the whole digital strategies for the whole area. So I was managing people and trying to make more accurate processes within the agency, trying to make everything go smoother and goes faster when implementing all the strategies. After that, I went to work in a local company which is called TV Promo, which is a more BTL agency that was maybe doing stuff in the point of sales, and then these promotions maybe they had a longer life inside a website. It was more a promotional company. My main position or my main objectives there was to create the digital area inside the company. So I was in charge of an 8-member team, which was composed by designers, copywriters, programmers, and basically that was the team. Many people working there, and I was in charge of implementing the area and make it grow inside the agency and try to push or create more revenue for the agency. Then I went to work at Havas Worldwide. I was a project manager lead inside the company. I was in charge of DHL and Sam's. So basically there, what I did was very specific projects. I was in charge of implementing the projects, maybe creating something with the strategy team, and then implementing it with the production team inside the agency. Working with Sam was very grateful because I managed to improve the online channel at that moment, trying to implement the best practices that I did back in Amex. So it was very helpful because we make this channel to grow like maybe 70% within the company, and that was like a very major accomplishment for our client at Sam's. Then I moved to Hogarth, which is a production agency. It's not a creative agency, it's more a production agency. I was in charge of the production team. We had a team in Brazil and a local team here in Mexico, and depending on our clients and the needs of our clients or the different projects, we implement the project either at Brazil with the Brazilian team or inside locally with our Mexican team. There, I worked with brands such as Mattel. I worked again for Mattel, and I also push the business and make the business grow for HSBC. Having my experience in American Express, I try to push the business for HSBC, trying to make more things, more CRM stuff, developing the email marketing channel, and making some promotions and trying to make a more strategy, a more financial strategies, digital financial strategies for HSBC. It was not a creative agency, it was a production agency. So the creative team there at Hogarth was basically none. So we basically did, we were implementing what maybe other agencies did, or maybe what the local areas, the digital areas inside our client what they developed, and we were implementing. Then I moved to Wunderman. Wunderman, it's a big advertising agency. I started there as a digital production. The title, it was very executive digital producer. That was the title of the position. I was in charge for the account of Volkswagen. I was in charge of implementing a major redesign for the company. We were moving from one platform, which was very local, to Adobe Experience Manager, and I was in charge of managing the team, the production team, to implement the migration of the website. It was a major website, which was all the tasks were going from the graphic and all the visual assets for the website. It was a UX, and it was also a user interface. And then also I was in charge of the SEO and the CRM platform, because the new platform was very robust. This Adobe Experience Manager was very robust, rather than the other platform that we had. So we needed to be very aligned with all the German, all the global guidelines that we needed to implement here in Mexico. So I was in charge of managing all the production team in Mexico, and then I moved to take care of the Telefónica client, Movistar. It's called here in Mexico. So I moved to Movistar I was an account director. Sorry, because trying to tell you to translate the names from Spanish into English, sometimes it's very difficult. So I was the role was more client facing. So I needed to take care of the production, coordinating the production team. I had 3 people working for me. It was a supervisor and also an executive account. They helped me implementing everything that was developed inside the agency, which could be maybe something from ATL or BTL, maybe a TV commercial or something like that had more life in the digital, or maybe in a microsite or something like that. The Movistar website was in Magento. I was not in charge of the platform, but what I was in charge was to coordinating the production team that was in charge of the Magento platform. So we needed to be there inside Magento, trying to move the stocks, trying to move the SKUs inside the company, trying to push promotions and go and drive people to the website so they can increase sales and more CRM. And lately, what I've been doing, sometimes in my resume, you can see that there are some blank spots. And when I'm not working in an agency or a creative agency, I do stuff by my side, by my own. So having or knowing lots of people here in the digital market here in Mexico is very helpful for me, because I can go to a client or maybe a friend that has a small business and offer him some digital strategy and implement it with a local team that I have, with people that I know. And lately I've been doing also I've worked with other agencies, other big agencies such as FCB, or lately I've been doing stuff with Valtech, which is also a digital agency, and I was in charge helping them as a portfolio manager, try increasing or in charge of the CRM and the SEO for L'Oreal in the whole Latin American region. So I was more also it was a client-facing role, trying to make or trying to make the business more big for the company, trying to coordinating also the local assets, the production assets in the agency for developing and delivering all the CRM strategies for the brand, which was L'Oreal, as I told you. And basically, in a very big nutshell, that's what I've been doing for the past 20 years of my professional life. I've done a small project in Shopify, but I'm not saying that I've known very well the tool, but I've been doing stuff in Salesforce and in Magento. That's basically what the two platforms, the two major platforms that I've known. I've had a small course in Salesforce, but it was very basic. I did it when I worked at Wunderman for Volkswagen. They teach me how to create email marketing in very quickly. So basically, that's what I've known in Salesforce, but I know the whole platform, how it works, how we can create the different journeys, and how you can manage all the assets depending on the points of contact that you have with the client, stuff like that. So I know both platforms. Depends on the main objective, but basically you have to have a very huge or a very big brand awareness. If you have a brand awareness, then it could be more easier to make people believe in yourself, in your products. But then you have to create lots of maybe small strategies that depends on strategy that goes from SEO, from search engines, going maybe to microsites, having call to actions, making people giving their email address, and then push the CRM channel, maybe with email marketing campaigns, and using these platforms, maybe like Salesforce, that you can know where people leaves a shopping cart, or where does the journey from a particular client it breaks, and you can fix there. I mean, it's a very huge or a very big strategy that you can implement in order to make business or sales or awareness grow. At Havas, we had this DHL client, and the client needed to have very specific KPIs, which is this business from the DHL was not for you and me, that we can send maybe a pack of or a gift, a small gift for somebody else overseas, but this was made for companies. Maybe if you are in the fashion industry and you create shirts, you buy the fabric in Thailand, and then all the buttons you made it in Italy, and the the thread you buy it maybe in India, and then you try to make all these logistics come together into one place and with one vendor, which is DHL. So the KPI for this project was very specific. They needed to go to the decision makers, C-levels, executives, that the sales team would then approach them and make them close a deal. So the original team was more focused on trying to get those people in the PR field. So that was not it was not working properly. So what we did was to turn things around and create and push the email marketing channel inside the company, which nobody did it. So we were aware that they had a very big and a very strong database, and with some, believe me, it was some minor turns and pushes and stuff like that, we managed to go to the specific target, and we accomplished the client's goals by 300%, and the client was very, very happy with that, because it was right in front of everybody and nobody was looking at this channel, which nobody was aware of. Because I think my experience is very vast, and I've been doing this. I've been in the digital business for more than 20 years, and I know all the not all the members inside the environments, but you know, the advertising agencies are very small here in Mexico. The environment is very small, and you know everybody. And I know lots of people that work and that they've been doing great things inside the industry. They work maybe at some agency and then they move to another agency, and this environment is very close, and I know most of the people. And also I've been working with in many industries, so I can work with any kind of clients or brands that you have. And I think that my experience, I've knowing both sides of the coin, which is the client side and the agency side. I know both processes, and I know how people think inside the client's face, inside the client's mind, and also inside the advertising processes, and how people think inside the agency.